Getting better. All right. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
May you be inscribed in the book of life for a good year.
Same unto you.
I also want to take this time to welcome in all our listeners, those that's in Israel, those that's in Canada, those that's in the Philippines, those that's in Sierra Leone, India, and wherever you might be picking us up on the internet. Enter into our house where our motto is, come one, come all, let us build our future upon the foundation of peace and love. Shalom Ve'ahava. And upon these two principles, when we as a people, a nation, or a mankind learn how to get along, then are we ready for Yah's kingdom. And it can be done. See, it can be done. And and it will be done because the few saved, but that nevertheless, mankind is not doomed for the disastrous end that it looks like that we are not aided and helped will be the outcome. So once again, during this time of the season, as we greet one another, we're reminding them of this particular time, during this particular month, for us to introspect ourselves, and then that we check ourselves, test ourselves, try ourselves, whatever word we want to use there. Then we have no one to, not to worry about passing the test. And that's what the whole thing is about. See, if you covered all the issues all ahead of time, then you ain't got no one to worry about. So this is our time to do those things there. And y'all have given us the goal, and that is the Mashiach. So we won't have to run around comparing ourselves among ourselves and see it ain't getting nowhere.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we do too. We pick somebody just slightly below us and say, hey, I'm all right. See where they at? And you're both still in the hole or still in the frying pan. So, but that's funny how we can rest assured, feel confident about ourselves, feel good about ourselves too in that situation.
It's like being in a pot.
Huh?
It's like being in a pot.
Yeah.
They floating in the water, you rafting on a carrot. Both still in the pot.
Both in the that's right. That's what I like to tell them. I say, hey, you both still in the skillet, you might be on the side there, but still there.
If y'all ever see the crawfish being boiled, they're going there, like they're so comfortable in there and everything. They're floating around, but they didn't know that they get hotter and hotter, and then all of a sudden stuff floats to the top. So I guess that's an analogy you could say too. But,
yeah.
That's when I used to do that. I don't do it anymore.
You don't do that no more.
No.
That was, that's what it's all about, dear folks. Okay, so let's get our tally talks. Rukatatanala, Hanamelakalam, Asher Kitsinu, but Mr. Time, Vitivina, Lachit, Lati, Bazisi. Bless the Lord our God, King of the universe, and sanctified us by thy commandment, and command us concerning and wrapping ourselves in ZZ. And as the rest of the stand, you should be near a songbook or piece of paper that have page 350 on it. Women are 19 and up, men are 19 and up, youth is 12 to 18, and all is all who can read. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of Yah. Women,
calm my spirit, Yah. Stop the churning inside of me, caused by the rush of getting everyone fed and here on time. Quiet my confusion, Yah, and all the tension of getting here. I know I made the effort because I really do need you. Yah, speak to me in the quietness.
in his gates with thanksgiving and to his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him and bless his name, for the Lord is good. Men, I am thankful, Yah, for what we have. But this week has been so hectic, and it seems like no matter how hard I work, and how well I plan, there is always something I didn't plan on, and there isn't enough time to go around. Forgive me, Yah, for letting worry get in the way of my gratitude. You are good to us, Yah. We do have so much to praise you for. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all lands. Serve Yah with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. You, Yah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He make me to lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. All. Restore my soul, O Yah, and renew a right spirit within me. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which you have broken may rejoice. Cast me not away from your presence. Take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and uphold me with your free spirit. Hallelujah.
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 Ask you now to turn to face the holy city in this direction here for our opening to fill our opening prayer, the Kohen Baraka, and the Shema in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King and ruler of the universe. Father, Father, we come here today. Thank you for health and strength. Thank you for being able to make it out and be here. And just thank you for the fact that those whose mind is set this way, and you have blessed them to be here. And those who had their mind set and was not able to be here, we ask that you would give them by healing. You know the body, you made it. And so we just ask that you would give healing so that we can be able to fulfill the desires of our hearts, and that is to fulfill words and the commands that you have given each and every one of us. Therefore, this is why we look at you for healing, whether it is spiritual healing or physical healing, or whether we're in need of both physical and spiritual healing. You know, nothing is impossible with you. Therefore, we look unto you for those things, that we might be the people that go forth, showing forth your saving help. We thank you for sending your son. Thank you for the fact that he did not faint, didn't give up on us, who went all the way, even to the shed of his blood, that we might have an opportunity to enter into the glorious promise and plans that you have for those that love you and keep your commandments. We pray for the peace of Yerushalayim. We ask you to bless and prosper her, keep our leaders strong, keep our sisters and brothers safe there, as well as us safe here. Bless my mouth, bless our ears, that those things that you said be what you want me to say, that we might add to our knowledge, and be not amongst your people that perish for lack of knowledge, not knowing what you're doing in these last days. Bless as we go further in this service. All these blessings I ask in thy son's name, Yeshua HaMashiach, the man whose name is the branch. Amen.
Amen.
This particular time you should be near a Bible, preferably the complete Jewish Bible, for our Kohen Baraka, which is found on page 153. If you have a folder, it's page 4, I think. And if you don't have that, then just a regular Bible, that is Numbers, the 6th chapter. I will read the 23rd verse, then you can read or go to 24th through the 27th together. Speak to Aaron and his sons, and tell them, this is how you are to bless the people of Israel. You are to say unto them all together, Yivarakah Adonai V'yish Barakah. May Adonai bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai Hana Ileka Adikakunaka. May Adonai let his face shine on you and show you his favor. Isa Adonai Hana Ileka V'yasimcha Shalom. May Adonai lift up his face towards you and give you peace. In this way, they are to put my name on the people of Israel so that I will bless them. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And should not join them with the Shema in Hebrew. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kol Malachuto Leolam Vayeh Ve'akrata Elnadaveka Ekal Vaka Ukal Nashika Ukal Leoteha. Now, if you get your Bibles and turn to page 204 in the complete, which will be Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, 4 to the 9th verse will be what we'll be reading. The first 2 verses, 4 and 5, is what we said in the Ivrit, or the Hebrew. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear Israel, Adonai God, Adonai is one. And you are to love Adonai God with all your heart, all your being, and all your resources. These words which I'm ordering you today are to be on your heart, and you are to teach them carefully to your children. You are to talk about them when you sit at home, when you're traveling on the road, or when you lie down, and when you get up. Tie them on your hands as a sign. Put them at the front of a headband around your forehead, and write them on the door frames of your house and on your gates. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Also, I should go to page 1279 in the complete, which is Mark, the 12th chapter, 28 through the 31st verse, and see what the Mashiach had to say concerning the same subject. One of the Torah teachers came up and heard him engage in this discussion. Seeing that Yeshua answered them well, he asked him, which is the most important mitzvah of all? Yeshua answered, the most important is Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, and you are to love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, all your understanding, and with all your strength. It is this: you are to love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other mitzvah greater than these. Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah. She'll get to receive a song at this particular time. If not, Nurse will see to it that you got it. Kind of our theme song, which will be going forth during this time. In your hearts and not your garden.
When we were gathered around, some will say, signs and wonders we have done. But he will say, did I not speak through the prophets and my son? Repentance is required of man. Give them all away. And your heart is not to God. They're giving unto the Lord. Your sin may be as scarlet. So be as white as snow. Let your heart and cry aloud. Let your voice be heard. Those who call on his name will be saved. There are those who wonder why God don't do their eyes. Do what I do, do what I do. The scripture is so simple if we follow and obey. The human is the Messiah of blood. He gave the only way. And our hearts and minds are they're giving unto the Lord. Your sins may be as scarlet, but be as white as snow. Your hearts and cry out. Let your voice be heard. Those who call on his name will be saved. Those who call on his name will be saved. The time has come, the season here, the end of days is at hand. And God will pour his spirit out upon the bloody for all those who Spirit's power. Listen and make me say, your heart and not your God. They're giving unto the Lord. Your sins may be as scarlet, but be as white as snow. Let your heart and cry loud. Let your voice be heard. Those who call on his name will be saved. Those who call on his name will be
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
If we have, and it should start, see, in the inward man, see, but it must proceed out through the outward man, and because those are the issues and those are the things that we correspond with. See, we can't look at a person's inwardness. We don't have that ability, except we look at the expressions and those things that the outward man give. See? We tell whether the person is sad and everything now by his countenance. Whether he's happy by his countenance. Sometimes they can be putting on an act, and we can't discern the difference. because we are locked into the limitation of what we can see and what we can do. You know, therefore, this is the way God has made us. This is the way that we are. You know, there are those that have special skills and everything. They can try to go a little bit further, but a lot of times they still go on the outward expressions, and they tell the story. They tell a lot of things about us, and therefore, it's just something you can't hardly do without. I guess it kind of goes with the thing that if you're sleepy, that our body gonna show it up. Yeah, that inner man can fight. That inner man can fight, boy. But hey, let me tell you something. That's a tough battle. Been there many times, and that's a tough battle. And then when people say, "No, you got to stay awake." Now you need to be staying awake. You need to be hearing this. You need to be doing. You need to be paying attention. You don't want to come in the ball, catch your spot, sleeping on the job, and then at the end of the next thing, I'm gonna tell you that body be tough, boy. You be fighting it. And we all got our little bit. We all got our what they call crutches. We all got our little crutches to try to. Yeah, right. And sometimes we fool ourselves. I know one time I knew I was sleeping, but I thought I was getting victory over it until I dropped a pencil over my.
When you don't even realize you're falling asleep.
Yeah, right. I thought, the input man. I said, well, I really. Have y'all? Some of y'all probably never had it happen to
I know
you.
exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You can sit there and you just knew you was concentrating. You just knew you was hearing everything they was saying. And then next thing you know, you just blink and you're like, man, 5 minutes went past.
Then you follow along with it. They say the ball fall out your head. You got to pick it up. I don't fool my own self and everything now. So we got to keep that. I'm saying that we got to keep both of them in line to get the end results of what the true end results of what we got to keep them both in line.
Amen.
So hey, man, say you got to get around, move around, do something. Go get water on your face and do stuff like that, do something, to help that old body, because that body needs help. Because that sleep is working on it. Put it in battle. So there's a way with it as anything else. Sometimes we just need some help. And then sometimes we have to do preventive maintenance on it. I got to the place where I had that battle on it to find. I just, like I said, it gets bad enough, then you have to change something, I was just saying, I got it under control. But I told y'all what happened to me there. That time I walked right dead into that, right dead into that. We had my lab there, it had a glass door. And that's what opens up, and everything, Sometimes it won't do that there, and I guess you don't go to the right spot there. And man, I went from the bathroom and it just right across the hallway. Wash yourself, put that cold water on. I was whoa, man! I just stepped right back across the hallway, man, and I walked dead into that window, right into that door. Bam! Boy. I hit it good too, man. Yeah. And I started right.
Right up.
Yeah.
Let's shock you now.
That shocked me up, boy. And then that knot kind of roll start rising up there too. And that kept me woke up then because that knot, boy. I said, I got to change something. So that's what I was doing. I was coming home, getting on that CB, and I stay up late at night talking all around the countries and all around the places and everything. Yeah. And man, next thing I know, I'm staying over there really late on the should be, and I wasn't getting my proper sleep. See, you have to change some patterns about some things. You know, because you're going to lose that battle. I was still losing that battle. I know I don't like coffee and everything, then coffee wasn't even drinking. See?
That's true. Because I was sitting up in here and I had some coffee. I was drinking some coffee. Brother Biden was sitting behind me cracking up and going, drinking coffee.
I'm not a coffee drinker, you know. So I put a little coffee in my cream and sugar. That's the only way I can even. That's the only way I can even do it. And so I guess I just eliminate the effect of it. Nevertheless, sometimes we have to get down and make a whole household change. And that's what this is all about now. Is checking ourselves, and we just, you just can't skate along. You have to do a wholesale change of things. See, and the first thing here, a lot of folks have not gotten themselves to the. We've skated so long about God, and I know I'm right, and we haven't put a test to it. But are you really acquainted with the true God? See, have you put a test to it? Have you tried it out? See. If not, we need to check ourselves and compare it. He has a name, and that's how to get acquainted with it. Try God out. Try him out. Psalm 68:4. It's in our Bibles here. Sing to God, sing praises to his name, extol him who rides on the clouds by his name, Yah. But we have upon our banner truth here, Y-A-H, Yah. See? And be glad in his presence. A lot of Hebrew Israelites now, they're beginning to come around, because of the fact that, if there's a way to cause anything to be a controversy, Satan will take advantage of it. And of course you got them that they say the name, you got to say it this way here, you got to say it that way in the long form name, and they say they can't get along with one another because you ain't saying it right, you ain't doing this and those things, yeah, and so. It creates a problem. So I said, how in the world are we going to do this? See? We're a branch of Jerusalem. See? And we got 12 tribes, we got 12 gates.
Amen.
We got to represent every one of them. Amen. And they come in from those gates from different areas in Israel, and they're going to have a little bit slight difference and all that. So I have no problem with it, as long as they start out right. You start talking about Jehovah and all this other stuff, now I got a problem.
Amen.
But that still wasn't good enough, for some of us that we were sending. So we wanted to get essential then, because there were some of them that were coming in, even though we would accept it, there were some of them when they accepted one another's. So some of us, and all that, we start saying, yeah. But they're right there in the scriptures there. Praise the mighty God. And when it first got started there, just only a few of us Hebrew Israelites that were doing those things there. And but it's picking up. Now more and more it's picking up. which is good will stay. And then when you read this here in the scriptures here, that really solidified it in. By his name Yah, and be glad in his presence. Praise the mighty Yah. Who is this God we're talking about? We go to the 8th verse and he identifies himself out. The earthquake and rain poured from the sky at the presence of God. Even Sinai shook at the presence of God. The God of Israel. There's something special about our God. See? And when you start getting a taste of that fullness of him, it's going to create a reaction. See? It's going to create a reaction. And therefore, he wants you to be in the best of moods and best of flavor so it won't be work against you. See? Therefore, he tells us, he gives us all this illustration, he gives us all this information that it might be well with us so we can learn how to get along with him and be glad in his presence. Adam and Eve didn't have no problem being in his presence until that's right. And what did the adversary do? Put some other stuff in their mind.
Gave him another voice to listen to.
That's right.
Bad.
Gave him something else. And that something else sound good, but it was against God. So the enemy still use that tactic even today. They come out with some good sounding doctrine. It sounds good,
Yeah.
but it ain't sound.
No, it ain't fine.
It ain't good doctrine. And Satan, that's what he done. It sounded good. God knows that when you do this here, you're going to be like unto him. Your eyes going to come. Ooh, oh, that sounds good. That sounds good even to me. It still sounds good.
Right.
Oh, we're going to get special revelation. You know, we still like that. You like, what's her name? Juanita Vinings. She said, God always give us special revelation. Yeah, right. So we still like that idea and stuff, everything of our eyes coming over, getting a special revelation, you know.
Although we ain't heard it yet, but
There you go. That's what it is.
And the guy, he's trying his best to get it out. Well, what did he say about her? So, I want to go past that. I don't want to be stuck in that part there, because that was a good part to be at. But he enticed her real good. But then, what was that she had to do to get that? Let's just drop on down to the whole basic thing. What I got to do to get that? Okay? And then, that's how you test the spirits. That's how you try the spirits. That's how you try them voices. That's how you try them thoughts that come to our mind. What's the bottom line? What is the bottom line I got to do to achieve that? And then, that if it don't fit in, then he says, all you got to do is just see this here that I got here. That, see, I should have been in high gear getting away. And say, don't talk to me no more. We ain't got no more conversation to talk about. I don't hear nothing else you got to say. That ain't good. And this is the reason why. Isaiah 43, You got to understand something here. And if you don't get that understanding, you'll have some trouble. And a lot of people claim that, but it ain't working out. Isaiah 43, 10 through 12. You are my witness, says Adonai, and my servants whom I have chosen. You're my witness. He's like a guy said that his grandmother told him he's a big old football player, popular football player. But his grandma told him, remember, you are a so-and-so. That's your name. And if you go out there and shame and mess up my name, because if you do, Grandma gonna have to come get you. I don't care how big you get. You represent us. You represent this name. We work too hard to establish his name as and we don't want you messing it up. Here, it said, you are my witnesses, Adonai, and my servants whom I have chosen, so that you can know and trust me, not somebody else. And when we disregard God's words and everything there, you are not trusting and obeying him. He associates himself with his word.
Amen.
And understand that I am he. I'm the only one you should be listening to.
Amen.
Don't be listening to all that other thing. Don't be like, hey. What you mean by that? No God was produced before me, nor will any be after me. Yes, I am Adonai. I'm the owner. Beside me, there is no deliverer. I have declared, said, and proclaimed, not some alien God among you. Therefore, you are my witnesses, Adonai. I am God. And let me tell you something, our people was terrible. Even though they was under a situation that was real bad, because they were surrounded by folks that believed in these other gods. And to some extent, they had ideas and everything that their God was just only a God over a certain little area. They didn't fully understand the whole scope of the God that they was dealing with. Because at that time they had gods of the hills, gods of the valley, gods in the sea, God in the wind, and so you got to a certain other country and everything there. Your God no longer is a God there. His authority ran out, and you don't step into the other area of other God. They know that our God is the one that created the heavens and the earth. Not only is he the God, not only is the God of just one little area, a little territory there on the earth. He's the God of the all.
Amen.
And the earth is just what? It's what?
Footstool.
It's footstool.
Amen.
Ain't that something? His footstool. And you see how Satan wants to lock this thing and get our minds all locked in, get it all messed all up, so we don't open up and see the fullness of him. And he do that there, he know he can get you locked in. He said, therefore you are my witnesses, Adonai, I am God. See? Not only just in Israel, but I'm a God throughout.
Amen.
Therefore, we got the winning combination. See? All we got to do is move forward into it.
That's right.
See?
Wow.
And there's requirements for us to move forward in doing those things. See? Isaiah 44, 6-8. Thus says Adonai, Israel's king and redeemer, Adonai Zebaoth. If you don't know what a king is and all, how you know you're gonna be happy if you're in a king, under a king? You might be miserable. So we need to find out, we need to understand about a kingship and a kingdom.
But when you got eternal life, that should bring on some happiness or something.
Well, that's true. You got to have something, and therefore, this is what if you don't have something that's going to be attracted to it, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be attracted to it. Any little thing can pull you away, and you will go away. Thus says Adonai, Israel's king and redeemer, Adonai Zebaoth, I am the first and I am the last. Besides me, there is no God who is like me. Let him speak out. Let him show me clearly what has been happening since I set up the eternal people. There you go, right there.
Amen.
If being the eternal people ain't good enough for you, I don't know what's good enough for you.
It takes works to become their eternal people.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people don't want to do that.
That's it. It takes work. It takes discipline. See? It takes selectivity.
Patience.
It takes all those things. But that ain't hard. That ain't like something we don't do. You do that when you go to a job.
Amen. Amen.
Don't you?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's right.
If you don't, you're going to pay for it. And I'm telling you, it's just like that. It's just like I said there, I had to start doing some selectivity. I had to start doing some denying. After I walked into that door there, man, and bumped that head and everything there, I said, I gotta change some stuff.
You start getting some sleep.
Yeah, that's right. I had to start cutting some stuff out, and I had to start changing some ways and stuff here, getting more sleep and everything. So I wouldn't be doing that. I know I want to go to work. I needed that job. Had them crumb snatchers I had to take care of, and all those things. Plus me too. So, God is not asking to do something we don't have to do anyway. We change and we do those things there. You make selectivities. When you get ready to go to college and everything, then you select a certain type of field that you want to go into. You select a certain subjects that you want to go into. You know, you just don't go there just give me all. You have people that help you out to select, and to choose out what subjects you need. And then when you tell them what you want to be on, everything, then they'll tell you, well, you need to take this subject here, you need to take this subject here, you need to take this here, because all these help you into that final decision that you want. Okay?
What's in demand? Making sure you choose the right kind
Oh, yeah.
of job.
Oh, yeah. But even after that, then you still got to be selectivity. You still got to be selective in what you do. You just can't just, And I'm just gonna take me some physical ed classes and everything. No, because you're gonna be, you're gonna be something different. But if you're gonna be this here, you're gonna have to take this class. You're gonna deal in medicine and everything. You gotta take some medical stuff.
Yeah.
Then you got to apply yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the same way the kingdom is.
That's the same way the kingdom is. Same way the kingdom is. So Yah is not asking us to do some stuff that we ain't accustomed to doing. It's the point of whether that you want to do it or not.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah, but it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to study that medical stuff too, but let me tell you that was. Because it seems like everybody, all these little guys got their own languages. Lawyers, they got their own language. Electronics got its own language.
That's right.
See? Everything that you got to go. You go to into the wiring and everything there, the line, everything, and you need no connectors and stuff. They tell you bring me a female connector or a male connector. What?
That's right.
Go grab some man, bring him a wire. He said female.
Where you going? Look like a female?
Right. You got to know that. In welding, they got their,
Language.
yeah, mechanics and stuff. They don't.
That's right.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's true.
See, everything got its own feel and everything got its own point. And it's because if you get the wrong size wire there and connect it all up and burn up some stuff. Yeah.
Amen.
See? And there's a precaution and importance about all those things.
Amen.
And so what God has asked us to do in those things is very important. And therefore he tells us here, you got to understand that I'm king and redeemer.
Amen.
Then he says here that I set up the eternal people. Let them foretell future signs and events. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. Did I tell you this long ago? I foretold it, and you are my witnesses. Is there any God besides me? Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No. I know not any.
Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No.
I know not any.
He said, is there any God besides me? He said, there is no other rock I know of none. And it's very important, dear folks, that we get that attitude within us. Because Satan is all the time coming, trying to get it out of you.
Amen.
He's doing his job.
Oh, yeah. Got these people believing in three gods and that it's just one. Then you got them believing in two gods and it's just one. But they all talk about them in three individuals and two individuals.
The devil can't hear you when you're moaning.
His mama told him the devil can't be moaning or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's an old cliche. That's an old cliche.
Yeah.
Oh, he can't make out what you're saying.
And he was moaning about.
Yeah. I don't know about that because he can. We are, even us can do that. And I know it's Satan is better than us. When somebody is moaning and everything there, you can kind of maneuver them and deal with them. Something ain't right.
Yeah.
And usually that's the main thing that the temps away that they need some help. You might not know exactly what it is, but you know something's wrong. And if it's hurting about enough, they're gonna. I must tell them, people say, I don't like taking medicine. I said, well, they ain't hurting it bad enough. When they won't take it, say, well, I don't like taking medicine. I ain't gonna take it. I said, well, you ain't hurting it bad enough yet. Because if we get hurt bad enough, I tell you, you're gonna take something.
You might not even like going to the doctor.
Yep, that's right.
You get sick enough and you be rolling up there.
Yeah. That's for sure.
You call the ambulance or something.
There you go. You know something ain't right here. Hey, you want to get that thing straight. Isaiah 45:22. Look to me and be saved, all the ends of the earth. Once again, our God, you know, I ever knew about our God. Israel had the broadest higher now. He said, look unto me and be saved, all the ends of the earth. For I am God, and there is no other. He don't need no other God to help him.
Amen.
He's the only one. And he's more than enough. He says, whole earth. God set forth the pattern, set them. So, God so loved the world. And if they will follow through, he could save the world. And that's why I say it don't matter what God do for us. If you don't do your part, it's null and void.
Amen.
It's just like that parable I was telling you about. He said he sent prophet after prophet and prophet after prophet, and they wouldn't respond and do right. So he said, all right, he said, okay, I'm gonna do something special for them. Then they'll because they love me. Surely don't people love me. So if I send on my son, yeah. Oh yeah. They're gonna snap in then and they gonna do what they do. Well, we know what happened. And that's the mentality of mankind.
Amen.
Scripture says that y'all wish none to perish.
That's right.
So, that means that they have to make choices.
There you go.
And there's going to be a whole lot of this not going to be making the right choices.
And even after that, even after those choices and all those things here, well, I tell you, there's something about us, there's something that could make you mess up. But I'm gonna tell you something, like I said, at time when that doctor told me to take all this medicine now, I got to feeling good, see, and I stopped. But I'm gonna tell you something, that sealed the deal with me. Anytime they tell me antibiotics, it says 10 days and everything, doctor, you ain't gotta worry about that. Hey, I'm taking it all the way. Like I said, I even took the bottle and put some water in and wrenched it around and make sure I got that. Hey.
Amen.
I was thinking about see a lot of people, they can be out in this world, and because sickness, they heard that scripture say that unless the Father draw him, you know, he can come. So someone got there, well, hey, I'm waiting for God to draw me. You know, I'm still doing what I want to do, but I guess God hasn't drawn me yet. I'm still no, it's about, you know, what you chose to do. That's it. You know, so, you know, that's why I mean why y'all say, you know, he wasn't at none of the area, you know, because he wants you to come to him.
Right. He's going to respond to us.
Right.
And if you want to do it, he'll draw you.
Right. Right.
He wants you to come.
Right.
He said, I stand at the door and knock.
Right.
And he that opened the door, he didn't say he's gonna knock. He didn't say he's gonna knock the door down.
Right, and get you.
Yeah, right. He said he's gonna open the door and get you. And people know when they knocking. Let a certain thing happen to them. I think God trying to tell me. I've heard many people say that, and I know you've heard it. I think God. Some people say God been whooping me, and He been whooping you, getting on your case and doing all that, and you still ain't straightening it up.
I ain't moving. Yeah, he whooped me, but I ain't moving.
Something wrong somewhere.
Amen.
Bad decisions.
Amen.
And therefore, let's make the right decision. John 14:28, the Mashiach come and set the thing straight, that we should never get in confusion about position of our God. See? Remember, he said that you are my witness, and that witness is to say that he is God. Not only is that the witness to be the fact that he is God, but that he's the only God. See, he goes further and just say, yeah, you God. Now you got to be a witness to the fact that he is the only one.
Amen. Amen.
And Satan don't mind you saying that he's God, as long as you don't. Yes, you don't step on up to the full plate, you know, and say he's the only one. Satan is very clever, man, and you gotta know that. Therefore, but the Son come along, who know and understand those things, is the word of Yah. He said he was taught. See? And he said, I give you what was taught me. See? That which I heard of my Father. That's what I'm giving you.
Yep.
See? Therefore, he says here, and the reason why is because John 14:28. You heard me tell you, I am leaving, and I will come back to you if you love me. Once again, it goes back to that, if you love me, you would have been glad that I'm going to be Father, because the Father is greater than I. So people will have some explaining to do when the Son comes back. And they're going to be hollering this and hollering that. You know, say, where you get that from? Didn't I tell you? Y'all call me a lie. I told you. You think you want to say, come on. Y'all call me a liar, whatever. Come on. I love you and everything. No. Depart from me, you lawless people. Dear folks, Let us get in line that it might be well with us. Okay, let's see. We have our banner intro. Okay. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Sister LaShonda. My song will be Zealous Over Zion.
Shabbat shalom. The ensign of his glory. He that hath an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. Isaiah 62, 10 through 12. Pass through the gates. Prepare the way for the people. Build up the highway. Remove the stones. Raise a banner for the nation to the ends of the earth. Say to the daughter of Zion, see, your Savior comes. See, his reward is with him, and his recompense accompanies him. They will be called the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord. This banner which Yah gave, representing Jerusalem and her king, the man whose name is the branch, Zechariah 6, 12 and 13. Isaiah 18, 3. All ye inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, see ye when he liveth upon and in Zion on the mountains, and when he bloweth a trumpet, hear ye. Hallelujah.
want to think, and people can say whatever they want to think. But he let you know that he is zealous.
Right.
And means that therefore he'll do something about that. You get to mess with that too much, we're gonna let you know. Be like the prophet told them, hey, y'all don't stop coming to this gate and tipping our ladies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to do more than this. I gave you warning.
Yep. They said I'm gonna be dead hands.
That's right. If y'all don't want to hear these words here, I'm gonna come out and do some physical stuff to you.
That's my type of thing.
And change that whole setup thing. So sometimes we have to take some extra precaution to help ourselves.
Amen.
Everybody said, you see these people don't go have no discipline.
Right. Right.
Somebody lay hands on you.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. That added security. As long as they was out there forming out there, they did sit in there. Shall we get it over?
How long before it's over?
Yeah, all the good stuff gonna be gone and everything. Y'all know, you know how y'all women talking and everything. You know how they in your mind. We're gonna get the leftovers and all that shit. I just think he got all that good stuff. Rushing the sun on. How you?
I can't wait till daylight savings over.
I said, I got to help my sisters out. I got to help them out. That helped the trip, though. That's what I'm saying. That's why I would say. That's why I was talking about. We got to do some extra stuff that we had to do. Not only that, I had to start washing my face and making sure all that stuff there and all that. But then I had to start hitting that bed. I had to start cutting off and stuff and hitting that bed so I could get enough sleep. Cause I wasn't getting it, see. And then I had not stayed there for a while. They had not stayed there for a while to remind me.
I know, if I take 2 sleeping pills, these, what you call it, melatonin.
Melatonin, right.
If I take those, one night, and then I take some more the next night, then the following night don't put me to sleep as well like the first time. So I have to switch up and get some valerian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's what I did. That's what happened Thursday night. So I took some sleeping pills and some melatonin, and it didn't knock me out. And I just woke up around 1 o'clock and just laid there, couldn't go back to sleep. And so last night I took some valerian, boy, I was out.
Yeah, somebody do that there, they lay there for a while and then till they get it, kicked up later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got to learn from these things.
Yeah.
And if we don't learn from it, you're just going to be in trouble, I should have known better and all that, but I didn't because I would enjoy staying up talking late and all that stuff there and everything. I enjoyed that. Oh man, I just see my wife was mad at me. My wife calling my girlfriend and stuff. Ain't got no number your other wife, girlfriend and all that stuff. You ain't got time for me and everything. Man, I didn't realize how much time I was spending on that thing. Yeah. I was spending a lot of time, man, I look at the time, man, just late. The neighbors mad at me too, because I'm messing with television and stuff. And so that helped make the decision though. on that in there. And I Israel update. Look like there is no clear cut to either party, the blue and white party that's going against Netanyahu's the Likud party, and look like they're just in and out. They're just gonna be he's gonna be in the same shoes. Even if he win, he's gonna be in the same shoes that he was in. The reason why they had another election. So they've been wondering out how they're gonna do this. He don't prove that he can't, do those things. Yeah. So now they're looking at maybe having 2 prime ministers.
How does that work?
Huh?
How does that work?
Oh,
Rotate.
yeah, they rotate. Blue and white will be their leader, Lapid.
Well, how does that work internationally?
He'll be. Well, they'll have to deal with the men. They'll have to deal with them. Different ones. Yeah, and that's what they were saying. That,
So who makes the final decision on stuff? That's what I mean. How does that? You can't have 2 kings.
well, they split the what you call them, and it'll be 2 years. It'll be 2 years. The blue and white, then 2 years. Likud.
Oh, okay. That's what I was like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That
Right.
makes the most sense. I'm like, yeah.
2 years. 2 years. Netanyahu reign and his part of reign and all those things there, and they'll if they agree to that, then they'll form the coalition government, and it'll be under Netanyahu for 2 years, and then in the next 2 years of the four-year term will be under blue and white.
Does he still have 4 years left?
Huh?
Oh, you got 4 years now?
That's what I'm asking, isn't it? Because this is like because he just got reelected.
No, and that ain't got nothing to do with that there. That's why having a new election.
So this is like starting all.
Yeah, this starting all over again.
That's right. This system is weird.
He couldn't form a government. So if he can't form a government,
That's what I'm saying. Their system is totally different than ours, so it's kind of weird.
well, their system is a little bit different, but still, we have the electoral college,
Right.
and it goes to show you that even here in America, the popular vote don't win the electoral vote.
Right, and I understand that. But what I'm saying is, though, we don't have to worry about our president forming no kind of cabinet.
Oh yeah, right. I agree
We have our
with that.
Senate. We already
Yeah.
have that, so
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about it.
What about these other 3 guys? They called the Shah.
Well, they're different parties. They're different parties.
We can guarantee you. Now that's something.
Well, everybody's trying to do it because of the point of it is that what happens is that in Israel, as you say, what they do is that once the guy wins and everything there, then he tries to get a coalition together for the government. And everybody want to hold off and say, hey, I'll join you if you let my programs go through. One of the big problems that they're having is with the religious group. And religious group, they had been going with Netanyahu and all those things there, but it got to the point where now they want the religious group to serve into the army instead of just giving them money just to study the Torah and doing all that stuff, and then they get money for that and everything there and all, and so they said, well, you go into the military and earn a little bit, earn this here and all those things, instead do what you want to do and serve in that, and so they don't want to do that. So
Yeah, I heard. I think that's the blue and white.
blue and white is the one that's got the big block.
They're saying that they're the one that's trying to get to build the 3rd temple. I thought I remember hearing something like that. That they was for the.
Well, that's United Torah program. United Torah, a religious group. Now, some of them agree to that. See, that's what I'm talking about. You get to certain groups and they'll agree to certain things, Like if you want to do it, oh yeah, So some of them like they got 16 seats, some of them got 10 seats, some of them got and so that's what it takes, If you get a certain amount of seats, then you can go over that. Right now, I think it's like 50 some seats one got and 50 something the other got. So none of them is got a majority. And so now they're bidding for these other little groups like Yamina and the Likud and Shaz and United Torah and all groups to join the original. They couldn't get that. Before that time, he was able to do that and get all of them. But some of them.
So how did he end up losing the backers? Is it mostly just because of the religious, not wanting to join the military?
Well, yeah, they back out and say we ain't joining you.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that what caused them to lose? The religious part was the caused them to lose.
Yeah, right. Last time when he won, and he tried to go to him and say, "You still gonna be on?" He said, "Unless you give me what I want and everything." Then no, we ain't joining you. And that's what happened. He won the election,
right?
But then when he went to go, he thought I got my same coalition. They said, "No, you ain't got it." He said, well, what is it? Because you didn't fulfill your word to you. We want this and that. And he said, "No, I can't give you that thing." He said, "Well, we backing out then. We're backing out." So that's what they did. They dropped him. And so he didn't have enough.
So is the other guy with Gantz? Is he willing to allow them?
Well, he's having that same problem too. Some of the things that he don't want to go along with too, but yet see he got enough block there for it to be, But it's still, So it's gonna come down. Look like it. That's why I say it look like it's gonna come down to them joining in and forget about those other group with them other little groups, because some of them just they ain't gonna back up and give up. So he said, forget that there. So now that's the last solution that I heard that they said is gonna do was that Blue and White says, okay, what we'll do is that you win, you still think that they can win, but then still, even if they win, it still look like they're gonna have a problem. You get a coalition. But this is his second term winning. Even if Netanyahu win and he don't go to coalition, I don't know what they're gonna do then. Because he ain't gonna get no second chance and no second election either. Because he's on the second election.
So they got a 2-term. Israel has a 2-term limit.
Oh no, you can go on many terms you want to. As long as you win and get a coalition together.
So within 4 days, we'll find out who's gonna.
In 4 days, we're gonna find out what's gonna happen. And right now, it looks like we're gonna probably split it. And I'm still looking for the fact that this gonna turn into a kingdom. Democracy got to fail.
Yeah, I heard that they were trying to get the Israeli Arab to vote.
Yeah.
They said someone here in the United States, this rich Jew, he was trying to, I guess get something going so they have a chance to vote for the election.
Yeah.
I thought because they're the Israeli part of the Israeli nation that they can vote. You tell me they do not have the right to vote?
According to Netanyahu, I don't think so.
Israeli Arabs, they don't have those. They don't have a voice in Israel.
Not vote. Where they have it is that they can form seats because they have people in people in the Knesset, and that's how you get seats. How many people that you have in the Knesset, just like we got, just like our senators, and we have so many senators in Congress, and you got the House of Representatives, which come from the different areas of the country. So it's the same thing there in Israel, and that's where they get the seats from,
But they all have to be Jewish.
No. They got the Arabics there, the Palestinians there, that's in the Knesset.
So, Brother Nate, he was telling me that Israel was spying on the United States.
Trump said that ain't true. Trump said that's a lie. Trump said that's false. That's what he said. Fake news.
Why would an ally spy on the United States? They're an ally.
Every little advantage you get, you do that there and see if things in your favor, especially when you start entertaining a lot of different folks and everything. Hey, you make it. Hey, I tell you what, you supposed to be my friend, everything, and then you start inviting and talking to all these other folks here. Hey, I get a little worried about that.
And the terrorist group he was gonna bring in.
Yeah.
Because Trump is so chummy with Russia. Because maybe Trump chummy with Russia, and then maybe they get kind of answer because of that.
Right. I mean,
they just know that we got a bumbling idiot president. They trying to get whatever.
And all that, but he can't be trusted.
But Netanyahu, he visit
Who? Yeah.
Putin.
What?
They say he had to wait 3 hours. Busy man. He wanted Netanyahu to wait that long.
Yeah, Trump is it's slip at the lip. You know what I mean? You get too much secrets.
Well, here's the thing of it is that here's a president that has been turned against his own allies.
Right.
Canada's been an ally. England. Mexico. I mean, this president's weird.
European Union.
Right. As a matter of fact, he's still in trouble with the EU, European Union, because they steered us for the Obama nuclear deal with Iran. But of course, Israel is in favor of what he did and those things. Yeah, so he got Israel tied up on that. Then they don't have to do that there. But he's in. Trump is in trouble with a lot of his people.
Trump want to go back to the deal Obama had now with Iran.
Is that right?
You mean Trump what?
He wants to go back to that same deal that
Now Iran trying to switch the deal.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
Unintended consequences.
Okay.
He didn't realize what the outcome of his decision was going to be.
He been listening to Fox News too much, and he had to be
Now
all.
he mad at them.
Huh?
Now he mad at them.
Oh, he mad at them?
Yeah. He mad at Fox News too.
Oh man, this.
They ain't been covering him favorably lately.
Oh, okay. Because they've been finding out that they got to the point where he done lied so much now that they can't. It's hard for them to cover up his lies. Because Fox News, boy, they was all for him. But dear folks, it's just like the scripture says, it's just like it says here. That's the time that we're living in right now. In this time here, if we cannot see those things and know that the way the situation is going and all of that we're gonna need a help. We're gonna need an intervention from someone that's not locked into a lot of this stuff here. And that means that we're gonna need y'all. And I'm not surprised about all these governments and all these things going forth and unfolding, And now Netanyahu, he went over there and had this good talk with Putin and everything there and all that. And then they got out the map and pulled out the map and all that stuff there. And so Putin has told him, okay, here's the map here, and here's what you can't bother with, here's what you can't mess with, and now there's other areas so you can do whatever you want to do with it. Also, it was just says, oh, that's good. Guess what? He turned right around and told Iran, here's the map here and everything here, and you can bring your bases and stuff, right? So what good is it gonna do? And not only that, but also Iran is placing new defense systems. That's why they're getting the money from. How come Russia ain't doing it in Syria at their bases now?
What did I tell you? Unintended consequences. Didn't I just
Yeah.
tell you that?
Dear folks, it's just like what it says. Russia, God, whether you believe it or not, is for Ezekiel is literally coming to pass right in our eyes here. And it's going to be a vanguard to the country, and that's exactly what it's shielding at. He told them, hey, you can bomb all that area there, you want to strike all that, but you leave this area here alone. And then I come along and tell you that you know that you're a known enemy. And the reason why Israel is bombing them to get them out of there and say, now, okay, you can come in this area here too. What kind of stuff is this?
Counterbalance.
That's it. That's it. They're acting like a shield or vanguard to these nations that's coming that hate Israel and those things there. And that's exactly what he says he's going to do. And that's exactly what Russia's doing. And they all run into it. And he believe in Trump. Oh yeah, Putin, he's a good man. He's my friend. Okay, and they're running over there and Putin's in just hands off of him. Yeah, mm-hmm. And he's selling this system to everybody that got money.
Even off the United States. That new missile they came up with.
Is that right?
Yeah, he did. He was like, y'all can buy it too. That way everybody can balance. Which, I mean, honestly, that's a smart deal.
I tell you, anything for the almighty green. And that's the problem.
Whatever happened to Syria, Assad?
Well, nothing.
They chilling.
He got everything going his way. He ain't worried about nothing. United States ain't putting him out.
Syria and Turkey starting to make deals now.
Yeah. Now President is talking about putting a sanction against them.
Oh, Turkey?
Yeah.
I don't think he want to do that.
I didn't think he was going to be putting sanctions against some other folks too, but he did.
Well, I mean, that might work out.
Yeah. So, dear folks, this world is tumbling on its last leg, and it's got to make way for Yah's kingdom. I expect all these things to happen. China's having trouble over there now, in their markets and everything over there. Pork, the pig and stuff, they're having trouble over there now and everything because of the new tariff.
The African swine.
African swine, right.
That killed off the whole pig population.
Yeah, right.
Now, but the funny thing a lot of people don't know is, what is it, Hartfield? It's like one of the America's largest pork producers. Corporation in North Carolina. Guess who owned it? China.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, a whole lot more dogs gonna come up missing.
So we see trouble is happening all the way around, and now one other thing now, bad enough that the Bahamas had Dorian.
Oh, they got a tropical storm coming.
Now they got they got a tropical storm headed their way now.
Yeah. One of the things I didn't understand about that is like we don't own the Bahamas. So why are we responsible for bringing in the refugees from Bahamas? Britain owns Bahamas.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because
and now once have you heard the Queen or the King or the Prince? Nobody said nothing.
Miles Monroe, which he was part of the Bahamas and everything there, and they're under the tutelage of the Queen.
That's why I was on this. I'm like hearing all this news about why they coming to the United States. Why they ain't going to Britain?
Are you sure that some of them ain't going to Britain?
Yes, some of them are Britain, some of them are
But they were talking about bringing them into the United States, but they was making noise because if you have a record, a felony record, or some kind of record, you couldn't come.
Yeah, I can understand.
But my point was, why are they coming here? Period.
All these things are proving what it says there. Destruction, all these, the weather, and all these things, earthquakes, and all these things that are happening now. Don't be surprised. These things are doing weird. Yeah, and just staying there, man. I mean, they ain't never heard of some stuff going on.
Dorian was like, "You won't be going on vacation."
What that mean? What that mean? Trump said, only way you can come to the United States, you gotta have a visa, passport. And I'm like, these folks ain't even got no place to stay. And all this stuff got blew away. Now how can they come up with that?
That's it. You're welcome to come if you got it.
Dorian took it.
So the Bible says something about Damascus being destroyed.
Yeah. In some of these chapters.
So that's got to be taken care of too, huh?
They've been nipping at Damascus here lately and place there. It's all gearing up to what it says in Ezekiel and everything. Yeah. That's it. All righty. Okay. We have two solos. As a matter of fact, Sister Sumner, I asked her to come forward and give us hers. We got one by Sister Russell. All righty.
It's already in in the throat, so y'all, if y'all know the background, y'all can come on in and help me out. Inscribed in the book of life for a good year. The name of the song is I Go to the Rock. Help me out though.
Amen.
Testing. Where do I go when there's nobody else to turn to? Who do I talk to when nobody wants to listen? Who do I lean on when there's no foundation stable? I go to the rock. I go to the rock. The Lord is the rock of my salvation. Hold up. I don't hear the background. It's the one with the background. I had to have a background. If y'all know the background, you can help me sing it.
I don't know. Say something.
I want to give a shout out to my sisters, Sandra and Linda, please. Naomi. Hope you enjoyed this. And everybody that's tuning in at the Branch of Jerusalem. This is the day that the Lord has made. Where do I go? When there's nobody else to return to.
Let's do this. Let's have who's coming behind you and let me find the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Leon.
Okay.
May you be inscribed to the book of life for a good year. When I was young, very young, I was in the Baptist church, and this is one of the old songs that they would sing. And it is a request song by Sister Taylor, and I'm going to sing this song, Down at the Cross. Until you get to the cross, you don't have no light. This is when you get light. That's when I got light. Down at the cross, Savior died, cleansing from sin I cried. There to my heart was the blood applied. Glory to his name. Glory to his name, precious name. Glory to his name, praise Yah. There to my heart was the blood applied. Glory to his name. I am so wondrously saved from sin. Yahshua so sweetly abide within. There at the cross where he took me in. Glory to his name. I'm singing glory to his name, precious name. Glory to his name, precious Yah. There to my heart was the blood applied. Glory to his name. Amen.
All right. All good together, huh? Okay. All right, then. Well, we're gonna kind of move ahead on here. Little things here, and we'll pick them up after they get this all settled in here. Right now, y'all kind of distracted me, so I'll do what I want to do. Let y'all take it in now. Y'all take it up. I'll have to do. There you go. Now y'all work with it. All right. In the meantime, we're gonna move ahead on here. And during this particular time, Teshuvah, and this is for us to all have you come to the conclusion that you have not measured up to the standard, and it's your own individual introspection. You said that's why I call it. Then this is your time to step forward and do those things. And so, and once we understand how God is and how He's willing to do those things there, then that'll help us to be able to make that. But as I said before, He has a standard, and we're gonna have to come up to a certain standard. They ain't gonna get it. You know, we cannot half step, we cannot do, we gotta be up to a certain point. You know, there's that song that says, what does it say? I ain't where I'm at.
But I'm not where I used to be.
Yeah, I'm not what I'm supposed to be, but I'm gonna go where I be.
Yeah, right. But as if, you know, God gonna wait forever for you to get to that point. No. Don't judge me for what I am now. Just judge me what I'm going to be. God look at me not what I am, but what I'm going to be. But you got to be making some progress hard being that. You can't sit there and rest on your laws. And, you know, it's just like a person riding a bicycle and you keep on coasting to see what's going to happen. You can't coast very long. And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to put in the work. So as we learn about God's time here, so we're going to ask you to stand. We're going to get your Bibles. We're all going to read this together for our tea time. And it's Ezekiel. Pick it up on the.
I know, they don't know what
Okay.
Page 686.
Yes, 686. I will read the first verse, and you will respond with the second, and then when we get to the ninth verse, we'll read it together. All right?
It's going to be 12 now? Start from what?
Huh?
Start from what? 1?
Yeah.
1 to 9?
Yeah.
Okay, thank
I'm going to read the first verse, then you respond with the second,
Okay.
and then we will all read it together. The word of Adonai came to me.
Human being,
Speak to your people. Say to them, suppose I bring the sword on a country, and the people of that country take one of them, and appoint them their watchmen.
Now, if upon seeing the sword coming against that country, he blows the shofar and warns the people.
then if the sword comes and takes away someone who heard the sound of the shofar, but paid no attention to it, the responsibility of that person would be his own.
He heard the shofar, he would have saved his life.
But if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not blow the shofar, so that people are not warned, and then the sword comes and takes them of them, that one is indeed taken away and is killed. But I will hold the watchman responsible for his death.
Likewise, ye human being, I have appointed you as a watchman for the house of Israel. Therefore, when you hear the word from my mouth, warn them from me.
When I tell the wicked person, you will certainly die. And you fail to speak and warn the wicked person to leave his way, then that wicked person will die guilty, and I will hold you responsible for his death.
Altogether, on the other hand, if you warn the wicked to turn from his way, see. Did we learn something about our God?
Yeah.
If you don't, that's why I want you to. If we don't have learned anything from this season here, you haven't learned. See, this is the way that things go. This is the way that it operates. See? If you hear the warning, if you check yourself, if you find yourself coming short, and you don't do something about it, and you coast along on those things there, you will die in your guilt, and it's going to be up on you. But if you choose a man, and God have chosen through the foolishness of preaching to save the world.
Hallelujah.
See? God said, I want to be good to you. I'm going to send you pastors in the last days. But the pastors ain't going to send everything there. Still can't make you. You still have your part. That's what I want you to see. And every incident that God does and everything there, he ain't like what these Christians is teaching. These apostles turn out, oh, you ain't got no choice. You already. No! You ain't got to do nothing. That's what it is. It ain't true. If that was the case, then God just got a robot. He ain't got no choice. He don't want that. He made us special. He made us different from that.
Amen. Amen.
And therefore, he said, if you're warned, you ain't even notice that. You ain't even got to be really paying attention in all those things there. Yeah, but you got to blow the shofar. And that means that you got to listen to somebody. Now they explain to you what those different sirens mean. Because they got one that they right? Because it just let you know what time it is.
Right.
But they got the same siren that goes off and everything there, and that's one you better start ducking. You better start trying to find you a safe place in your house or get you some shelter or something. So in other words, you got to have some knowledge.
Yes.
So he says that when you hear the shofar and you don't do nothing about it, I'm tired of hearing and don't do nothing about it, you still. But if you do something about it, what has been taught about it, you'll save yourself. And even if you get a guy that choose the wrong guy, see, and he don't do what he's supposed to do, you get locked up there, you still gonna be taking it. You get, well, our pastor didn't teach me that. I'm only responsible for what I hear. Hey, no, you can't get back with that either.
Sure.
Wait.
That's right.
Even though God gonna hold that pastor responsible and guilty and everything, but you gonna get taken away too.
In your guilt.
In your guilt. So what did I tell you? We gotta study. See? You gotta check out. You gotta read those things. Our God's a fair God, dear folks. Therefore, during this time, we're not only we're studying for ourselves. We're studying for those things there, and to make sure that we're not missing them all. That it might be well with us on that end there. Okay, I'm gonna ask you now to bow your heads for our tonight, Baraka. Blessed are you, Lord, our God, King of the universe, shall give us your Torah, the writings and the prophets, and bring that to shine by thy great spirit, and have commanded us to diligently teach them unto our children, unto our people, and then all people of the earth. And let all Israel say, Amen. Therefore, it is incumbent upon each and every one of us to teach our children that they might have a chance. Then to teach our people that they might have a chance. And then all other folks that they might have a chance. Okay? And know what's going on. See? And if they do it, good. If they don't, and that's what the Mashiach told some of the Israelites. Told them, you don't believe, therefore your sins remain. See? And you're going to suffer the consequences of it.
Amen.
I come and told you the truth and you didn't believe. That's all I can do. But I could say to you, if you allow me to, but you got to believe. See? All right. Our Torah reading for this week's Parashah is found in the book of Deuteronomy, the 21st chapter, starting at the 10th verse through the 25th chapter and the 19th verse. That is Deuteronomy 21:10 through the 25th chapter and the 19th verse. Our Haftorah reading is taken from the book of Isaiah, Yeshayahu, the 54th chapter, starting at the first verse through the 10th verse. That is Isaiah 54, 1 through 10. This week's Parashah is Parashah 49, which is Ki Tetze, and it means when you go out. And we're going to, I got it ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to let you do that, then we'll have our Torah reading, what's it called, afterwards. All right, we're ready for our song here. Okay. See, you got to work it then.
Where do I go when there's no one else to turn to? Who do I talk to when nobody wants to listen? Who lean on when there's no foundation stable? I go to the rock. Yeah. The Lord is a rock. Yes, He is. The builders rejected. I go to the rock, and the mountains stand by me. When earth all around me is sinking sand, on Christ's solid rock I stand. When I need shelter, when I need a friend, I go to the rock. Where do I go when the storms of life threatening? Who do I turn to when there's raging sorrows there? Is there a refuge? And the time of tribulation, I go to the rock. He's able. This is the fourth verse. Rock of my salvation is the stone that the hills rejected. I go to the mountain, and the mountain stands by me. When all around me is sinking sand, Christ the solid rock. Oh, the rock of my salvation, He is the stone that the hills rejected. I go to the mountain, and the mountain stands by me. When all around me earth is sinking, Christ the solid rock I stand. When I need shelter, when I need yeah, I go to the rock now. That's the man to go to. He gives me shelter in the time of trouble. You can go to the rock. I can go to the rock. Everybody can go to the rock. In the storm, I go to the rock. He's my Savior. I know I can go to the rock. His salvation, I go to the rock. He gives me strength. I go to the rock. When I'm sick, I go to the
the rock. I know he's able to the rock. I shall come to the rock. I go to the rock. On God's solid rock I stand. When I need a shelter, I go to the rock. Oh yeah. Hallelujah.
Always go to the rock. And always turn. Hallelujah. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Praise the Lord. This is the time
You know.
to the rock.
Having faith, but you better have faith that's something that's solid.
Amen.
You better have, a lot of people, well, I got faith. That's why people, they get faith.
Faith is so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of that stuff ain't solid enough for me.
Solid rock.
Take the words away.
Yeah. Y'all was telling me about how, man, well, you had the girls going, man, and you was dancing with everybody, man, and one you was cutting all up and everything, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So when you get that liquor in your boy, you was something else, man.
Don't remember.
Yeah, that's right. I told them, hey. So they got to the point where that's what they were doing. Like, man, oh man, you know, I get that, man. I gotta give you a little drink before I, they gloried in that. I didn't. I said, oh no. I said, man, if I had all that kind of fun and don't remember none of it, no, I won't remember having all this fun. I said, forget getting drunk and all that stuff. So they were on drinking and everything. It turned out, become wine holes and all that other kind of stuff, and I didn't say. I said, I made a different decision about the same thing.
Amen. Different choice.
Different choice. See? Yep. I said, no. What they said, because that I was kind of shy and scared, I said, but no, So I learned how to do it without the drink. Because I want to remember that. Hey, I want to remember this.
Some people quiet and they don't like fighting and stuff, but they get that alcohol in, boy, that's the first thing they be in.
Woo, man. Turn out to be something else, man. Yeah.
I beat up everybody. What'd you say?
The dear folks.
My neighbor is. He's really quiet, meek, and humble. Can't say two words, but when you get some liquor in him, he can't go. Then you can hear him 4 houses down the road.
Yeah.
The whole
My stepfather
changed.
was that way.
Yep.
I mean,
Dad was the same way.
Real good guy.
Changed your character.
I loved being around him, and he was great until he
Got started drinking.
get that alcohol in him.
I can vouch for that.
Huh?
I can vouch for that.
Yeah. Get that alcohol in him, he's a totally different person, man.
Nicest person you can be.
Yeah, nicest person, man. As long as he get that look in him, when he get out there, get in the room, get him out the way. Hey, you're a totally different animal.
Once you find out you do that way, it's best to leave it alone.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
If you can.
You've been doing it for years.
But I'm saying, the first time, hey.
I was gonna talk about before it get hold of you and grab you and you can't turn it loose. And that's why I tell folks, there's some things that, it ain't good to try. You did try it. It ain't good to try some things and all that there. Because sometimes you try something that it's gonna turn you loose.
Last thing to drink.
Yeah, they got stuff now that have to grab hold of you. Yeah. So when they start coming to me, hey man, try this here, man. You know just saw one guy, but he's like just throwing it. I said, boy, he gonna be sick in the morning.
Broke.
Yeah, right. That's what he gonna be sick about, right? Broke. But he gonna, that's what I'm talking. He probably not remember that, but he gonna know that he was broke though.
Somebody robbed us.
Where I was at when I was throwing that money away?
No, those people down there, man. I had to call the police because I called the police and said, hey, y'all need to come down here and get do something about this because this guy started causing a wreck out in there. Because people stopped their car, jump it out for traffic blocking up, and they had to try to get that money, man. He wasn't getting none of that back. So, all right. We're going to have our scripture reading will be taken from the Haftorah readings, which will be given by Shema. Let him give us let's give him our undivided attention as he read the word of Yah to us.
Shabbat Shalom. May you be inscribed in the book of life for a good year. The scripture reading is taken from Yeshayahu, the 54th chapter. Verse, that's Yeshayahu 54, 4 through 10. That's page 522 and 523. For you won't be ashamed. Don't be discouraged, for you won't be disgraced. You will forget the shame of your youth. No longer remember the dishonor of being widowed, for your father is your maker. Thanks. Sorry. For your husband is your maker. Adonai Zebed is his name. The Holy One of Israel is your Redeemer. He will be called the God abandoned and stricken and grief-stricken. A wife married in her youth cannot be rejected, says your God. Briefly I abandoned you, but with great compassion I am taking you back. I was angry for a moment and hid my face from you, but with everlasting grace I will have compassion on you, says Adonai your Redeemer. For me, this is like Noah's flood. Just as I swore that no flood like Noah's, so now I swear that never again will I be angry with you or rebuke you. For the mountains may leave and the hills be removed, but my grace will never leave you, and my covenant of peace will not be removed, says Adonai, who has compassion on you. May y'all have a special blessing to the reading of his word.
Amen.
Amen. God teaches us certain things and certain ways to be that we might not get into that rejection area, that we might not get into that area which that he have to discard us and don't do those things. He want all his children saved. I don't want no parents that don't like their children, don't good after their children and everything else. But just because we want it, don't mean that that's the way it always turn out.
Right.
See? And face it, whether or not you want to do it or not, some children don't bring honor to you.
Amen.
See?
Right.
You wonder, hey, what the world's going on here? Same father, same mother, same everything, and they still yet totally different. See? But then see, you want the best for them. See? But there are certain things we can put up with, and there's certain things you can't. Right?
Right.
But I don't know. But just whatever they do, I'm from, and I'm gonna stick with him, and I'm gonna go down the hill with him. I ain't doing that.
Right. Not go down the hill. They can go down there by themselves.
Yeah, people that they believe that, they get in trouble and they come to you put your house up for me and all that. No, I ain't put my house up. I ain't put my house up. So hey, I try to help y'all again, but I ain't put my house up.
Yeah, that's what happened to that woman.
Yeah, one to J.
Yeah,
One to J.
right.
You said that, if you call mom, you call name,
Huh?
online, you call name.
Well, he just asked me about it, and I'm only stating a fact of what was said. See? I mean, you have to be careful about it. I'm only stating the fact of what had happened. And she said it herself. I heard her. She was on the radio when she said that. And he turned out to be guilty. And it cost her a penny. And that was her choice. I ain't kicking against her choice. I want people to understand that. I'm not teaching her. I'm just saying that I ain't going that far.
Right.
Yeah, right. There's those that will do that. And so I teach my children certain things and let them know those things and teach them a certain standard so they know that.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying about Yah. That's what he's doing. He teaches a certain thing about him and everything, so we'll know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the whole issue about what we're talking about here. You're not doing qualified if you don't follow through and do that there. If it would be wrong not to do those things there if you don't go there. But like I said, I tell all of them and those things there. I'm not doing that with you. I'm being upfront. But there are those that will do that, and that's their choice.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want to do that and those things there, that's fine. But Yah is letting us know I'm teaching you a certain thing because there are certain things I ain't gonna put up with.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain limits that I ain't gonna go. He said, if you go out and worship other gods and you do all those things there, he tells us how you're gonna be. He said, so here's where his commands, here's where his precepts, and here's where his concept of that's why when people come in, like Seventh-day Adventists, they was teaching, that everything's done away with, all that stuff that's done away with, they call it the handwriting of ordinances, and all that's done away with and everything. And on the things that they're the Ten Commandments. That's a bunch of junk. It ain't just the Ten Commandments that we still got to be able to follow through.
Right.
These concepts, these things here, God's precepts and those things there, they're very important as well.
Right.
How come you don't eat pork then? I said, that ain't in the Ten Commandments.
Right.
That ain't in the Ten Commandments. So we have to be very careful about what we coin. We have to be very careful about what we say because, hey, you can get yourself in trouble there. See? All of God's precepts and those things is to bring honor and glory unto Him, and for us not to shame Him into those things because we get in trouble.
Amen.
God even told us when we go out to war, I want you to see how God is. I said my prestige and all that has affected everything. Now, right there, we're going to read that there. Deuteronomy 21, start reading the 10th verse there.
Okay. Says, when you go out to war against your enemies, and Adonai your God hands them over to you, and you take prisoners, and you see among the prisoners a woman who looks good to you, and you feel attracted to her and want her as your wife, you are to bring her home to your house.
Whoa, let's stop right there.
Okay.
It says that here they're saying looking for a wife,
Right.
not looking for somebody to, cohabit with her, not looking for somebody to rape. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He says, you still gotta understand that you're an Israelite.
Right.
I have set standards and all those things there. And even when you're out to war, fighting against your enemy. Well, they're the enemy. I can treat them any kind of way. Now, I'm saying this for a reason. Like brothers bragging about this.
Right.
And that's a horrible thing to me. Bragging about how, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How they gonna take these little 12-year-old white girls and rape them. And feel good about it and all those things, yeah. No. Something wrong with them. And that ain't gonna bring no honor to y'all. They said, well, they did it. They raped our young women and stuff like that. And it's right for us to go back and rape theirs and all that. God said that this is your enemy. He said, when you go out to war and they're your enemy,
Mm-hmm.
you still show respect because you are my representative.
Right.
You are my witness. Ain't that what it says here?
Right.
So that stuff that they talking about, which they did. God said that they would take your wife and they would rape your wife and they would do those things. Yeah. God told us ahead of time how they were gonna be. That's why he said, don't mess up with me. If we can believe that.
Mm-hmm.
See? And now they done did all that. Hey, they took our wives and did all that. They took all our girls and did all that. Hey, we gonna do them back and all that stuff there. Hey, I'm spotting me out some young 12-year-olds myself right there. Some young white girls. I'm looking already, checking them all out and all that there. Sick! If you think you go to YouTube and they'll tell you that themselves. They're broadcasting. They're sitting out on the streets broadcasting. I ain't talking about something that And then they got everybody thinking that all Hebrew Israelite people is like that way. That's why I want to make it clear and plain. I'm not like that.
Right.
We are. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, then speak up. Hey, that's right. Speak up. And if that's the attitude you got today, you ain't gonna be happy in this house here.
Right.
You ain't gonna be happy in this house here.
God did say he had some people to perform such things, but it wasn't his people.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. God wants us to be a respectable people. God wants us to show forth him. Right here. This is the example of it. He said, when you're going out to war against your enemy, he didn't say your friends.
Right.
Ain't that what he says? He didn't say that. Read that again. I want to make that clear because I want to drive that point home.
Says, when you go out to war against your enemies, and Adonai your God hands them over to you, you are to take prisoners, and you see among the prisoners a woman who looks good to you, and you feel attracted to her and want her as your wife.
Want her as your wife.
Yeah.
Not your
jump off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not your possession or not just
Your sexual slave.
right.
Yeah.
Not your revenge. See? He took all of it and yeah, I'm gonna take them out. I'm saying, guy talking all that stuff. Yeah, I ain't never a white girl and everything. And then you see him, next thing you say, they like I'm going home with us.
Yep.
Pitiful. Shame. That's not right. And it's not, that's certainly not representative of our God. Read on, let's see what it says do.
The 12th verse. You are to bring her to your house where she will shave her head, cut her fingernails, and remove her prison clothing. She will stay there in your house, mourning her father and mother for a full month, after which you may go in to have sexual relations with her and be her husband.
All right. Now, a big question was asked and all of that. Why did they take and shave her head and do those things? Why did they do that?
Let them know that they belong to me.
Huh?
So let them know that they belong to them.
Okay, so you make it look unattractive.
Nobody's supposed to.
People be attracted to you still, basically.
Right.
There you go.
She look like and say, oh, no, I don't want her.
Make sure it just ain't.
Get past the superficial beauty.
You have to get past that lust.
Yeah.
I like to call that word lust.
I was trying to be political.
Right. But you're right.
Nowadays, they don't care.
You take her home now. You cut her hair off. You done did all that. Then say, you still want her?
So what happened if you shave her head up and he don't want her?
Sit on her.
But now she got a shaved head.
You go back.
You didn't want me, you should have shaved my head.
You lucky you ain't shaved your throat.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
You be thankful enough that he didn't put the sword to you.
I'm saying now this person went out, and took this woman, and he liked her because, she had long hair. Then shaved her head and
She
gonna look different, but she gonna grow the hair back.
That's right, that's what I'm saying. But you got to make sure that it's not for lust. Because
What do you mean by that?
huh?
What do you mean by that? Meaning something that he just wants to play with and throw away?
Well, right. I mean, you really don't, she's just a pretty thing,
Right.
She's just something that, guys have a big problem with that more than women.
Can you deal with her when she doesn't look good?
Right. Men are more attracted and men are more persuaded by what they see.
We're visual
Physical
creatures.
attraction.
Right. We're affected by that. Everybody have their different tastes of what they like, but men are affected by what they see. But what they like tall ladies with long legs, and all of that. Coca-Cola bottle, me and Matthew was talking about it. And there are those that like big women. Big women.
This child had to be a child because he killed the parents.
Well, the parents got killed because they were war.
Right, so.
Yeah.
And they took she had to be.
I think you take a chance, though.
She didn't have to be. Oh, she was a virgin. That's all they matter.
He said a woman.
Uh-huh.
He said you see among prisoners a woman who looks good to you.
Well, the point of it is like I said, the point of it is God want to make sure, and it is made sure that it ain't just some lustful attitude, because that's not, because a lot of folks, when they go to war and everything, they see a pretty girl, they rape them.
Yeah, that's what it did now.
And they tell her, hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what we do. They just part of the casualty. God said Israel was not to do that.
But see, and another thing that happens behind that is you rape that woman, she ends up with a child.
Right.
Now you got a child running around here that don't have a parent. That's an Israelite that you got running around here. That's that you've abandoned.
That's despised by his.
That's it. So God knows what He's doing. All this, we might not know, but He knows what all those things going for.
Mm-hmm.
and he sees way down the picture more further than what we do.
Amen. Amen.
So whether we like the laws or not, well, everybody else, they see something, they take it. God said, I don't care what everybody else do. You don't do that, Israel. You take her home, and you do those things, don't be messing with her. That's my property. I didn't know that. No, you take her home, shave her hair, do those things there, and then you still want her? Yeah, I still want my wife. Okay, good. I'll go back. I'll go back. Then you wait a month. Then let her get that hatred out of you, and that's what it's talking about. Let her get that hatred out of her too, about you killing her parents, because you don't want to be laying down. Let me tell you something, Jack. A hot woman, a lady that's men, you can't outdo them women. Them women, you a hot woman, man, you can't handle her. You can't do nothing with that.
You don't know if she's thinking about what she got to cook for dinner or if she's thinking about cooking.
That's what I'm talking about.
You cook your dinner and cook your food the same day.
See, I know you probably told you, well, hey, you ain't killing me. You ain't gonna make it out here. These soldiers gonna kill you.
So you have a heart attack.
At that point, sometimes they don't care. That's true. I'm just gonna get you before I go.
So you give her how long? You give her
A month.
you give her a month to grieve her parents and stuff in and be thankful that she ain't like the parents and everything there and get over that there and ain't thinking that treacherous about you. You know, you let her there sleeping happy and everything. She putting the blade to you. Yeah.
Well, some people may think that don't apply to us now because we're not in our land and we don't have all our. That don't apply to us now. That applies to when we had our own land and our own order. Right?
But there are principles. That's what I want you to get. There are principles that go along, and then you wonder about that. We should not be so hesitant on just going after lust for choosing wives and our husbands.
Right.
We should check our character. Yes.
And it does go for us today for the simple fact that we got Israelites who are in our militaries in the United States, all around the world.
Yeah, right. Still goes.
So there's still war, and we see today that these things still happen. So those principles still in effect.
Sure. You don't mean that, hey, I ain't crossing that line, and you still gonna go out there and display. No, Hey, come on, man. No. All these things transcend those things there because we are representative. And that's why I tell people, you want to highlight now, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. You sure that's what you want to be? There's a lot of things that go along with that you ain't even gave consideration to. But yet still, God holds it very valuable. God holds it very sincere about it. You take a woman and do certain things like, certain things that you misuse, hey, you can't get rid of her. I don't care if she turned out to be a terrible woman, right? You can't get rid of her. So you got to be still, you got to be careful about what we do and how we do it. That's why I tell our young folks, all that, have something else in mind, before you go out there and do that, because you get yourself locked into a big mind. Right. Type of folks. Even under adverse conditions, that's the point I want you to see. Not just under friendly, but he don't want you going out there and marry some girl that you really don't like and you really. That became a big controversy. Oh, you just give her a divorce for anything. She burnt my food. She burnt my toast. Therefore, I'm getting rid of her. No. I thought she could cook good. She's telling me she can cook good. I gotta get rid of her. No, These are things you should have checked out and everything before. That's why he had to cut her hair off. You find you checking out some stuff before that time. Yah is fair.
Amen.
And what he deal with.
Amen.
Right.
And therefore, these brothers run around here, can't wait till that time and all that, and can't wait till they the time come when they can go get these 12-year-old white girl and rape her and all that stuff and go around just picking in them and just raping and just going homongering is what that's what that word is. And God is not for that homongering.
You gotta be sick. Yeah.
They say it and brag about it.
Mm-hmm.
See? Matter of fact, I'm gonna look that group up. I hope maybe they'll take it down nowadays.
That was the Alphabet Boys camp.
Yeah.
Huh?
That was the Boys camp.
Okay.
TMS.
Okay.
EMS and all.
See, that brings a knock on Israel. That brings a knock on anybody who calls themselves Hebrew Israelites. Oh, you one of them folks, huh? And people all remember that bad stuff. They don't remember the good stuff. Huh? They remember, oh, you one of them groups, yeah. Huh? You one of them that cussing out folks and all that kind of stuff, yeah. Told this old woman, hey, you better be glad it ain't at a certain time, but when the kingdom coming in, they say, I'll whoop your head and all that stuff. Tell the woman, you gonna jump on and give up, whoop it and jump on. Mm-hmm. That old lady stepped back with a cane and said, she stepped back with a cane, she said, you ain't gotta wait. She said, bring it on now. You ain't gotta wait. Yeah, someone gonna whoop at me and everything. Bring it on now, young man. Hey, she stepped back and had that cane, but she didn't lift that cane. She let him know, I got this cane, but I ain't relying on it. She picked that cane up, Jack, and she. So he said, he backed off. God has certain rules and regulations about certain things that we say, and it brings honor to him. I don't. So we have to follow these things here. So just being this here, just following this here, but you got to follow these other precepts and everything. Start reading at the 18th verse of that same chapter.
Okay. Well, if a man has a stubborn, rebellious son who will not obey what his father or mother says, and even after they discipline him, he still refuses to pay attention to them, then his father and mother are to take hold of him and bring him out to the leaders of his town at the gate of that place, and say to the leaders of his town, this son of ours is stubborn and rebellious. He doesn't pay attention to us, lives wildly, gets drunk. Then all the men of this town are to stone him to death. In this way, you will put an end to such wickedness among you.
Now, see, God is interested in our children. He's interested in all those things. That's why he gives us incumbent upon us to teach our children and those things there, because they bring also wrath upon them.
Right.
See? Of course, now we're in the American already. You can't do your children that way and all those things there. Now that fits what Matthew was talking about in the time we were on our own sovereignty. But yet still the respect, the principle of it still abides.
Right.
You still can.
See? The principle in all still abides. See?
So the parents knew what was going to happen. Yeah. So I see what you need. You need to be stoned to death.
Yeah.
Because it brings shame to them.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen to him. Well, yeah, I agree. Old enough.
And that's what I'm saying. When you teach that and all those things and all that teaches fear of them amongst them too. Hey, if I get too far, I know what the end result's gonna be here. And therefore they won't step out past that.
Now, maybe the first one that they brought probably didn't know, you think they can make me do it too? And they say, no, you being strong.
Well, in some countries they do what they call a public caning with this cane.
Oh yeah.
Bamboo. It was like this guy was doing graffiti on the wall 2 years ago.
From the United States.
Yes, it happened in an Asian country that he was a United States citizen. He went over there thinking he was gonna do like he could do here and get over with it.
They laid the cane to him, boy.
They will cane you. So they give a public caning and everybody, oh, they shouldn't have did him there. Well, what are they gonna put him in jail for that?
broke the rules.
You broke the rules.
The Indians had a community similar like that there. Yeah.
They still have it in Alaska.
Is that right? Okay. Yeah. They form a long line. Everybody in the community and hey.
People on both sides.
That's right, both sides. Oh, you got son that don't want to do right. You gotta, yeah, we done school him and we done try to teach him, and he still bring him on to the hey. Get the line set up.
It takes a village to raise a child.
Right. And hey, you gotta make it through that line, Jack. Yeah, and they putting it on you too.
Yeah.
Bet you if you ran too fast, somebody trip you, stick your leg out.
You know, the old elder been to stick his pole out. Slow down, son.
You ain't got enough yet. Well, all these things sound coming, but yet still, that's what God was teaching them to do and everything. Otherwise, you won't have trouble. We're finding that out right today and everything here. God told them, like God told Israel, when you go over there, kill everybody off and everything. Because there's certain folks that if you don't, you let them stay alive and everything, you're going to have trouble with them from now on.
Right.
They corrected a whole lot of children. You just think you're going to take the elder on now. Straighten up.
Yeah, that's right.
We need to go to the city gate.
You have to call a line up. Oh, no. Hey, I'm getting my act together. Hey, a whole lot of Indians wanted to go through that lineup, Jack. Like I said, they didn't play with you.
I know here, it used to be Mason and Jim. None of them kids wanted to go to them, boy.
They were the sergeant of arms, huh? Yeah. But y'all took care of all these things. Y'all lined up all these things and kept them all in line. And you needed all these things.
Yeah.
See? You needed all these things. Because if you don't, guess what? I guarantee you, they're going to be in the future. They're going to be a problem for you.
That's right.
And if you don't get that fear in there some kind of way and everything there, they'll be putting the fear on you. You know, like the guy told me, he told us guy to go out there and cut the yard and everything. He looked at him and you go out there and cut it. And didn't go out and do it either.
Just grab him.
You don't have to. Stop feeding them.
What you think he's going to do? He's going to start stealing your food? Then what?
Put them out.
Then after you leave, then he's going to come in through a window.
Lock your doors.
Well, Mason, come on with it.
I believe in letting that paint himself. I truly do. I truly believe in letting people hang themselves.
And they will.
Children included.
If he tell you to go out there and cut the yard, he'll tell you to get out. Right? You tell him to get out, he gonna tell you to get out.
Okay, no problem. You pay the bills.
He wouldn't stay there long because he
And
is
you can
working.
leave everything, get shut.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm winning no matter what.
Whichever way they want to take it, I'm agree.
Slow roll, long, quick roll, whichever way you want to do it. I'm going to win.
Yep. It's a losing battle, It's just like the lady said, they was asking the judge, well, what can I do? And nowadays, the kids because you gotta be careful with these kids now, what you're doing and everything. She said, yeah, you're right. You can't lay hands on them and do like you used to and everything now, She said, but I tell you what mama do. She said, you see that nice bed that she got in the room now? And when she come back to the room and everything, when she come in there, where's my bed at? Where's my mattress at?
See what I mean?
Well,
My TV, my phone.
right.
Gotta slow walk it,
That's it.
That's the situation that this government put us in. So, gotta do what you gotta do.
You ain't got to put it with that, but you got to be very careful nowadays. So I'm glad y'all bringing this up because I don't want people getting the idea that folks say that you have to do it. No, I'm saying, hey, let's get this straight here now. I don't want nobody to come on and say we teaching all those things, but they are ways. You can't look at your children now without they call it child abuse and all that stuff there. See?
That's why they wind up in the streets and in prison.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why the grave is being filled up with young folks now than old folks. Go out there and look at the graves and look at the age difference between them.
Sunrise, sunset.
Yeah. Born and died, yes.
So what son hit the mother in the eye nowadays? He's 13. What you call that today?
Oh, you get to snap his neck. It's called self-defense.
Say what?
You get to snap his neck. That's called self-defense.
And she said back there, let it go, let her off the bed. That's us, ain't none of me.
We just had a case like that here. Was it in Tulsa? The police went down there and this guy took a fire thing and threw it at his mother. Was it his mother or grandmother?
No, mother.
Yeah. And then when he did, he threw it at the police and everything. They didn't do nothing to him there. But when he threw it at the grandmother, they fired on it. Pow, 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 pow. They cut loose on him.
Oh, little lady, she done had it.
Yeah, they cut loose on him.
What was he throwing?
Huh?
What did he throw at?
He had a fire cocktail.
Oh,
He was trying to burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed to go.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
He needed the dirt now, for real. He needed to burn.
Oh yeah, he need to be sprayed.
Was he on something?
Yeah, he had mental
Mhm.
problem.
He ain't got no problem with him.
No, they didn't kill him. Uh-huh.
He had a mental problem.
They don't like doing paperwork.
Mhm.
Police don't like doing paperwork.
Yeah, so take him out.
They probably tried 2 or 3 times, but they didn't say yeah.
They said, I think they said they was on suspended leave or something today.
Yeah, anytime they do it.
Right.
Shooting.
But here are all these things that God was trying to tell, was set a step. I want you to see, God said rules and regulations. God had certain laws and things to prevent that type of stuff. He didn't want Israel being gone, having all these problems and all of it, because he know how the enemy does and all that. So he tells ahead of time, do those things there, so you won't have that thing. And you go out having children everywhere and all that, you don't know what's and everything there, and they come back in trouble. And I feel sorry for some of the children that they have, because some of the children come in and hey, they ain't got a chance from the beginning.
That's right.
parents that went out there and been on all kind of stuff and everything and go out and have children.
Yeah.
And the babies come
Messed up.
from the get-go.
Yeah.
Stuff on that stuff.
Yeah.
Addicts.
Yeah.
What kind of life you think they're gonna have? They fight. They fight uphill from the get-go.
That's right.
See, them parents like that, they don't want to be marched out there in stone.
They're not married.
See? And there's some of them, hey, I get it. They make all kind of promises. Hey, I get pregnant. I ain't got that to my baby. Next thing, they just wait for the next fix they can get on.
I just thought something Nate was saying, you put him out. I know this guy. He put his son out. He come back and bust out all the windows in the house. And then now he's scared to put windows back in his house. He said there were 10 on all the windows.
See that, man?
I got
You know, there's certain things that, you know, I would do versus what other people do.
You can't kill it right now.
Yeah, you know, some things you just gotta keep on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take it.
Was it working, Liddell?
Huh?
The song?
No, he left there. He about 16. He quit and won't go to school.
16.
And smoking that stuff. And,
Oh.
you know,
Oh, he be in somebody's institution today, absolutely.
They don't want
Well,
it. They don't want it.
they didn't want. He didn't want to take him back.
Not only that, but God has rules and regulations even for the poor.
Yeah. He didn't want to take him back, but then his people told him, you need to take him back and try give him another chance. He
Well, let
did.
them people do that.
That's what I said. So,
Yeah. let them-
Oh, the law will do that.
They don't
The
want
law will do that.
Oh, y'all already know. I done been through it, so you know.
Yeah, the law will do that.
Y'all already know. I know all about it.
So you had techniques, though, right?
Huh?
Yeah, like I said, I told you about this lady. She was on there and they had on television there. She said, you know, I told you, you know, he don't mind me. I can't do nothing to him. Man, you gotta take your son back and make him go to school and that. Make him go to school.
And if you don't make it, we won't find you.
She said, I'll take him to the school and he go right through the front door and right the back door. And then, what more can I do?
What do the old folks say about that? About changing the word?
But if you do, we're gonna put a fine on you. Gonna fine her. Now she said, what you gonna fine me for? He the one.
Just the injustice of this, you know.
Yeah. This system of things is bad now. It just done get worse. That was one of the things that kind of help us be a certain way too, because there was homeless place where they would see you to reform house and stuff. If you got out of hand.
Yeah. But then they started abusing the kids there, so they had to shut that down. So it's a win. It's a lose-lose system.
Therefore, God's plan is the best plan.
that's right.
God set these things all up for us to understand how to get along with one another, how to get those things here, and for us to work and to operate. And just being a Hebrew Israelite don't mean that you got to do this and that. It means that we gotta flow together as a family. We gotta flow together as a nation. We gotta flow together as a community. And we gotta learn how to get along with one another and have care and love towards one another and to deal with those things here. But it's got to be a two-way operation of things.
Right.
Just like children around, we talk about that. Can't a child want to live, just don't do nothing and all that, and they expect everything to be given to them.
That was her fault.
See? But when you're in a situation there, you just, they got rules and regulations, you got laws on it. You want to do that under other situations. These are the rules that God set forth for us and all for us to get those things together here. We want to go to Jeremiah. The 3rd chapter. You can finish reading some of these here others there, but we're not going to get to there. I do want to go. God did have a welfare system too for Israel. And that welfare system involved everybody. See, everybody had to share with that welfare system. And what was the name of that? What was the name of that system? Gleaning. Gleaning. See? He said, well, I don't know. Well, we'll get a chance some other time. We'll talk about that in all those things. But that was the welfare system that God. See, God understand and know all these things, you know. See? And you don't have to be, you know, there's no unfairness of those things there. That was just part of it, and those things that God said do. And he challenged him and said that, hey, test me on that. See? Jeremiah 3, start reading the 12th verse.
Okay. Go and proclaim these words toward the north. Return, backsliding Israel, says Adonai. I will not frown on you.
He said, return. Will someone give us an opportunity to return and get those things straight? To turn, and that's what Yeshua means, to return.
Mm-hmm.
You can't continue on down the same old path. Well, God knows how I am, and He knows my heart. He knows the inner me. Even though my outer man is going this way, but He knows my inner man. No. What's going to turn?
Your whole body.
You got to turn that's right.
Your entire body.
You can be hollering about all you want to start talking about, well, that ain't the, no, he's the turn. That ain't the real me.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't the real me. That's what it is.
Oh, you say that?
Yeah. Keep that, yeah. That ain't the real me. What you see now, that ain't the real me.
Okay, well then come back and show me the real you.
He is showing you the real you.
You stealing my food, stealing this, all that stuff and everything, and I can't trust you nothing and everything. But that ain't the real you.
That ain't the real you.
But I'm not a thief.
Well, I'm gonna beat this person.
Whoever's showing up.
I don't know who this is.
Beat him up and say,
Look like
I'm gonna beat this imposter up.
this ain't you.
See? But dear folks, God wants to, you know, that's why He said, Israel, turn. You got to give up that. You got to turn that body around. You just can't have your mind, but I want to do right and everything else, but no, you know, you got to have that bone and you got to do. You go to borrow some money for somebody. Hey man, I want to borrow some money. I got to go bill pay. Okay, I want to do it. I want to loan you the money.
But this ain't the real me.
But He ain't pulling out no money to give to you. He ain't pulling out no money. He ain't reaching his belt pocket. He ain't giving.
But he's steady telling you.
But he's steady telling you, I want to do it, man. The bill is due and it costs so much money. Yeah, I want to take care of it. Hey, I want to help you out and everything else, but he ain't doing it. Hey, but I need the money now to do it. I want to help you out.
When I get right, I can use it.
What good is that going to do you, dear folks? Him wanting to do it. If you sitting there hungry,
Yeah.
I'd like for you to have. I'd like for you to get full. I'd like for you to. And then he's sitting there. So Tom wants you to think that that's all right and everything, but that's not all right. This to show here, this means you got to turn from that.
Right.
See? We was talking about that last night. You got to turn from that old boastful attitude with it you get. You got to turn that mind and your body and everything around and have a different concept. You can't have that same old boastful attitude. I do whatever I want. And I don't care what nobody said. No, you can't have that.
Thinking affects your attitude.
Of course.
That's what you turn in your mind.
It has to be in the mind before the body is gonna do anything.
Amen.
Body ain't gonna do nothing that ain't in the mind.
Amen.
Right.
All starts in the mind.
It starts in the mind.
Right.
But the end result of that, still has to do with the body. See? Me and you could be good. Me and you could be pretty good friends, long as I got my apple there, and you, I'm thinking about stealing that apple.
Mhm.
But you left it there though. I'm thinking about stealing that apple. And you turn your head, then you come back and it's gone. Now we got a problem, right?
Yeah.
But longer that apple is still there, you thinking about stealing it. But as long as it's there, we're all right. Yeah, you got a whole lot of options.
The problem is a lot of times we don't think through the options.
There you go.
We want the whole apple.
But if you're doing taking and all that, then that's the end of that, dear folk. And so we need to sure.
Mm-hmm.
The body and the mind has got to lock up together.
Right.
The inner man and the outer man got to get together. Otherwise, the outer man gonna cause trouble for the inner man, and they both gonna be in trouble. Read on.
Says, return backsliding Israel, says Adonai. I will not frown on you, for I am merciful, says Adonai. I will not bear a grudge forever. Only acknowledge your guilt, that you have committed crimes against Adonai your God, that you were promiscuous with strangers under every green tree.
There's a thing that God did not like. There's a whole thing starting about that. God didn't want us to go out here and be like this.
Right.
Whatever come to your mind, I think you want to do it. No. That does not represent the type of person I am.
That's right.
See? You're not to be that way. See? And because of those things, and you turn from those things there, and you choose to do those things there, then am I pleased with you. Read on.
And that you have not paid attention to my voice, says Adonai. Return, backsliding children, says Adonai, for I am your master. I will take you one from a city and two from a family, and bring you to Zion. I will give you shepherds after my own heart, and they will feed you with knowledge and understanding.
There you go. God's going to do this special for us. But in all these things, we have a decision to make.
Right.
See, it's still left up to us as to what we're going to do about it and how we're going to do it. And if we don't do those things and we don't go forth on it, still won't do us any good, no matter what all God has done for us. Dear folks, check ourselves and doing those things down. We need, to return and get things right. God is the one that set the standard, not us.
Right.
And whether or not we will go with it, or not, whether or not we agree with it, or we can see the full thing of it, it still don't matter. See, he's the standard bearer, and let's follow him. See, by rightly dividing God's word, it saves us from his wrath.
Right.
This closes out our Parashah for today, as we want to go on, and God is telling us more and more of these things here for us to be in line with him. These are things that people don't take under consideration, but all these things got to work for us to be able to get along. This is why we can't get along. And when I say we are a mankind now, because everybody don't recognize these things and keep it on. And it's a two-way thing, it can't work that way either. All right. As our oath is, how should we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget the Yerushalayim, let my right hand forget Rakani. If I remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Yerushalayim above my chief joy. Psalm 137, verses 5 and 6. Shalom, shalom for now. We now turn the hands of the Shemash to close out the service for today.